when you need pet food and supplies.
Clax is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
He will be back. He will rise again. It's always darkest before the storm. Aaron Rodgers yesterday on the Instagram saying, I will be back again. I will rise again. And thank you for all of everything. Good morning to you. It is game day in the National Football League. It is clinch morning, hangover morning for the Atlanta Braves. I mean, they should have a hangover, right? I mean, that's fair. And they can load manage their players today after clinching the American League East. It's a fair load management today after getting that hangover. And does the team pay for all the Oakley goggles in the locker room for the post game celebrations? Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and DC. Where do all the Oakley goggles come from? Is that not like part of standard equipment when you bring in champagne? You get like how many?
Yeah, I'm sure it's in the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call the Oakley dude to make sure everybody's got a set of ski goggles. Even the reporters had them this time around.
Got to be prepared.
Yeah, that was good. What's good?
What did it do?
All right. Happy game day morning. You good for it?
Oh, I'm very excited.
Get everything you need in your fantasy football stuff. You ready to go for? I got to check mine. But you got everything you need.
Well, I don't have the players I need.
You got nothing, huh?
I got Gainwell out now.
Everybody's got someone out. Yep.
Yeah, it's true. Everyone's dealing with the same battle here in Fantasyland.
Yep. How do you like tonight's matchup? Eagles and Vikings right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports NFL. You're home for Sunday night and Monday night and tonight football.
Like it a lot. Challenges for both teams. The Eagles already dealing with a bunch of injuries, players rolled out in a short week. The Vikings have one offensive lineman out for sure, another questionable. And it's, can you figure things out in 4 days, Thursday night? Vikings 0-1. Eagles found a way to grind one out at New England. Let's go.
I didn't get Puka Nacua. Draft day, that dang gum lottery or the auction draft. I'm like, I'll take this other guy. I'll get him on the first day, and he blew up, and I had second waiver, and I didn't get him.
He is like the most popular player.
Well, yeah, I drafted him in that other league, and everybody's going, how'd you know? I mean, whatever. Sometimes you swing and hit, sometimes you swing and miss.
Yeah, speaking of missing, yesterday I said I took Drake London in the third round. It was actually in the sixth. I was a little off on that. He's still doing me wrong, but I did not reach that far as I thought in the third round.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. You like the game tonight?
Oh, I love the game tonight. I think it's interesting that they played in week 2 of last year. They had kind of a lopsided match, but after week 1, I think this could be a very interesting match. I'm surprised that the line is what it is. 7.5 seems kind of high for this, but
especially with the dudes they have out, right? The Eagles are going to be playing without Kenneth Gainwell, who now, if anybody's deep at running back, I think it's them. Don't you? Mm-hmm. It feels like they got 15 of them. Doesn't it feel that way? They're down a corner. They're going to be down quite a bit tonight. They're home. The Vikings, I don't want to say must win. Kind of got to win game. There's a number of teams that's kind of got to win game. I don't think this is one for them because of who they're playing.
I don't think it's the kind of got to win game yet because I don't think the Vikings division hopes are gone if they lose to the Philadelphia.
I think that's right. They need to play better, though, don't they?
Especially in the second half.
They were one of the most intriguingly, on the negative side, disappointing teams, and I guess negative would be disappointing, so that's redundant. But intriguingly not good last week. Like them, Seattle, Buffalo, right, were the ones that stood out, and you just went, in Cincinnati certainly. But I think we all feel Cincinnati's going to be okay. All right, Buffalo will be fine. I don't know about Seattle. And I've never seen a team that won 13 games and won their division and had and didn't make drastic changes in the offseason. They made the decision on the running back. It felt like they got better defensively and still had so many question marks. Well, they won a bunch of close games. And I don't know, man, where I come from, it always felt like when you win a bunch of close games, that meant you knew how to win, right? And we can paint things however we want. We always can tell a story. Well, they weren't that good. A lot of those were one-possession games. They got lucky. Well, the other side of that is you create your own luck, you make plays, and you learn how to win close games. I don't know that I had heard in a long time a team that was so good in their division. And granted, one other team in that division got better, but the other one lost a Hall of Fame quarterback. The Lions were coming. It's the most question marks I've ever seen on a team that was that good the following year, no?
People still don't believe because you go into the postseason and you lose to the Giants at home.
Uh-huh.
And so it's easy to take the other side of that and go, there was a lot of luck involved in those one possession games, but that's also part of sport. We can't quantify luck. Like there's momentum shifts in games. There's bounces that don't go your way. There's one play that causes an effect you don't see. That's real. We've watched sports long enough where we understand and see these things. For the Minnesota Vikings, part of it too is because it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And people jumped all over that. Easy dub. Open the season. You're playing Tampa Bay. They have nothing to play for. It's Baker Mayfield. And you lose the game.
And you lose. Yeah. I do you think they're all right? Do you think they're not very good?
I don't trust the Vikings. Maybe a playoff team? Okay. I don't think they can be a contender.
Okay. What do you think they are?
I think they need a lot of help on defense, and I'm starting to wonder if they make the playoffs.
Okay. Better start winning at some point.
Tonight would be a good start.
Now, this would be, all of a sudden we'd come back and we'd feel a lot different about them, wouldn't we?
If they go out and beat the Eagles tonight on the road, yeah, I would feel a lot differently tomorrow.
Yeah, we'd feel a lot different about them. All right, 505-246-0610. It's game day here on The Sports Animal. And get in on it. Eagles, Vikings, who do you like? Join the fun at 505-246-0610. That's our phone line and our text line. The emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Guest list today, it's rivalry week, and we're going to talk with Lobo defensive back Christian Ellis coming up at 8 o'clock about the defense, about the rivalry, about him. He is out for the first half of the game on Saturday. He was hit with a targeting penalty in the second half of the win over Tennessee Tech last week, so he gets the first half off this week. And how do you prepare yourself? I always wondered about that, right? You're suited, right? But you can't play, and you're watching, and you're starting DB, and last week he was moving over and playing some Lobo, and you're a big part of that defense. You ever wonder about that? Like when you sit out a game, how do you find your routine? Well, they all got their routine to play a game. How do you get fired up and get ready to go just in the second half, right? Does that ever cross your mind? Because I'm interested in that conversation.
We're going to find out.
Yeah. 8:30, Terry Palm will be with us. Continued conversation on college football and the Colorado situation and how that has just taken over the freaking world. You got buddies up there, man. Is that all everybody's talking about up there? The Broncos aren't good. Colorado State doesn't seem like they're very good. They're going into Boulder, and the whole world is just been Deion'd.
Pretty much, yeah. It's with the Broncos looking as bad as they have for last handful of years. The Rockies are not even a subject. It's amazing. Like that town is black and gold right now, and I've never seen it like that, which is really even more amazing because it's always so heavily on the Broncos side this time of year. Are you old enough? Do you recall the McCartney years when they won a national championship, when they were really, really, really good? Do you remember that? Did people get into it about them then? They did. It doesn't feel like it's the same level. Like right now, people are so dialed in, and people who are not associated with the university are getting into it, which, out there it's CU or CSU for the most part. right now it's just like everyone's embracing it. It's really interesting.
It's insane, isn't it?
It is insane. It is, because again, like, this time of year is all about the Broncos up there. And for the first time that I can remember, it's not right now.
You know, we're going to see other people try to do this and try to mimic what Deion does. And I don't think anybody will. Because now the guy at Texas State who went in there and also cleaned house for a program that, I mean, let's be real, wasn't winning. Then they beat Baylor. I'm not going to go where JJ wants me to go and say, well, we almost beat UTSA. But I mean,
you can. There's nothing comparable. You can go in and blow out all the players you want. You're not Deion Sanders,
and that was where I was going with this. You're not Deion Sanders, right? You're not Deion, and so the fact that he was able to turn this thing around the way he did it, and he did it because he's him. He did it because of who he is, and the swagger with which he's done it. The drip that he's got and now his program's got. Him coming in and saying, I'm bringing my Louis, or my luggage, and it's Louis. I'm putting my kid at quarterback. And everybody taking shots at him for putting his kid at quarterback from an HBCU all summer long. And after 2 games, he can just put him on the table and just go, and what? And what? And they're going to win big this weekend. And it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And then, then they got SC in Oregon. And it's going to be really interesting. If he beats them, one of them, hell, if he splits with them, look out. But it's, I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this.
There's been nothing like it. There's never been a celebrity like Deion Sanders coaching in college football. Never.
Such a good point. Who's the biggest celebrity that's went?
Like, there's college football coaches, Nick
but
Saban's, Bear Bryant, all these figures, Woody Hayes, Bo Schembechler. There's never been a star. Who
is the best player that's become a good college football coach? Like we're not going to see many, because guys, especially now, right now, back in the day, after they retired from football, they had to go work. Right? Now they're making generational wealth. They don't have to go through that grind. They don't have to deal with that crap. Right? But who's the best player that's been the best coach in college football? Because I'm struggling on that too.
I am too. I am drawing a complete blank.
There's a lot of guys who've gone back to their alma mater.
But the star factor, though, JJ brings up such a point. Like, there's never been anything like this.
I've never seen anything like this. I mean, he's the biggest star, period, right? And so, if it's going to be a star, it's going to be a star player, right? Because that's who's going to coach football. It's not going to be a movie star.
Yeah.
Right?
And the thing that people are understanding, they were not able to separate Deion Sanders from his son and just look at him as a football player and realize he's a good quarterback. And they went to an HBCU to prove a point. Not because that's the only place they could go. And now you're seeing, like, oh, those are talented dudes. There's a reason Travis Hunter was a 5-star on his way to Florida State before Deion took over at Jackson State. And and what good coaches do is set the tone and also stay out of the way of the people they trust. And you are hearing a lot of people go, you know what? That staff is pretty good.
That's what everybody's saying. No, he's hired an insanely good staff.
Well, I mean, look at the sidelines. See some of the faces. Terrell Owens, Wu-Tang Clan. Like, this
Everybody's
is a different level, man.
No, this is like the Lakers now. Like the Showtime. Everybody wants to be there, right? This is when SC was winning, when Pete Carroll was there, and you looked at the sideline. There was Snoop, and there all the LA stars were there. Well, this ain't LA, man. They gotta go. They gotta go out of their way to get to Boulder. Now let's see what happens when it gets cold if they're really there.
Yeah. Dude, I've been with T. Michael Irvin
right.
the sideline.
But it is insane. Jim Harbaugh was a player, but I wouldn't even say he was a good NFL player. But he was a kind of a star when he went coach Michigan, right? It was about him, but not to this level, not anywhere near this level. I'm just trying to find like who I even think was the best player. Trent Dilfer's at UAB now. He won a Super Bowl, but as a quarterback. But I mean, I don't think anybody's saying he's a great player. I'm just going down this whole thing and trying to find somebody that stands out that was a great player that took over as a coach. And there's nothing even close to this, is there?
No, we can find a lot of good players, a lot of potential legends in programs that go back and coach. None of them are a superstar.
Steve Spurrier, I guess, was a pretty good player, but he's not this. Yeah, there's nothing like this. If you want to get in on this, the phenomenon that's going on up there, have you bitten? Are you in? Because I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm in. I think we all are. We've all just gone. Yeah, I'm in. Sign me up. 505-246-0610. All right, we got football tonight. When we come back, the Rams backup quarterback, they play the Niners this week. Their backup quarterback is a national championship winning quarterback. He's on the reserve non-football illness list. Quote, it's bigger than football. What is going on there? And what do they do? And oh, by the way, here come the Niners for the Rams. That's coming up next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal, your home for Monday night and Sunday night and two-night football. How do you deal with home security? You got cameras and alarms and maybe you got protection. It's not enough. IPS is there. So even when you're not there, they are there. International Protective Service. I trusted IPS to watch my home for years. They come by every day. When the alarm goes off, they're there within 5 to 7 minutes, and it has happened. When weird stuff happens, like we've left the garage door open tonight, they don't leave until somebody comes down and closes the garage door, protect you. That's what Aaron Jones' business is, to protect homes and businesses. He's looking for help. If you're a former or retired police officer, if you've got military experience or security experience and you want to make our city a better place to live, you're asked to fill out an application at ipsglobal.com. They've got world-class professionals who will train you to handle almost any situation. You'll work for a great company, and you'll be doing a tremendous service to our community. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420, or you can go online and do it at ipsglobal.com. Join IPS if you want to make Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen.
We
You want
would
an
like to
exciting
thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. we take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Everybody's got to have a backup quarterback, man. National Football League, everybody, I mean, what did we go through it? I mean, the majority of teams went through backup quarterbacks, at least for a little bit last year, right? Rams backup quarterback is listed as Stetson Bennett, the former Georgia national championship winning quarterback. He is out. Non-football related out. They've been put on the NFI list. Non-football illness list. So it's this reserve non-football list. They didn't disclose what's going on. It's not related to the right shoulder, which he was dealing with last week. He's out for at least 4 games. Their head coach is Sean McVay. Quote, out of respect for him and the situation, I'm going to leave all the specifics and particulars in-house. And I want to be able to do that out of respect for that situation. So I'm not going to really have any follow-up or information or anything. I'll give him that regards. Whatever. Brett Rippon is the backup now. They play the Niners. Coach said there are just things bigger than football. This is a weird situation, and look, things happen. So I don't want to sit here and speculate. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's got an illness. I don't know if there's something in the family. He's got a sketchy little background, right? As far as, and that's why people are making questioning, right? There's all kind of weird stuff with him. But they traded up to get him in the 4th round. He's the first quarterback they took, by the way, since Jared Goff. Look, this, I don't know what the Rams are. I'm going to sit here and tell you, there's so many teams we don't know after week 1. They stunned me by beating what I thought was a good team on the road in Seattle and beating them handily. Matthew Stafford looked good. No Cooper Kupp. You discovered the Puka and Tutu in LA show, right? It's Puka and Tutu in LA, in La La Land. There's going to be a cartoon. You know somebody's getting on that, right? Puka and Tutu in La La Land. There's
something there.
I promise.
There is.
What are the Rams?
The Rams could be this year's Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh.
They have
That'd be wonderful.
Week 1 leader in the clubhouse for comeback player of the year. Like Matthew Stafford was making throws. Going through the Twitter film heads or X film heads, and they're pointing out, like, wait, look at some of these throws. Like, this does not look like a dude that has an elbow issue. And Sean McVay can scheme an offense.
Okay.
Matthew Stafford's healthy. Do I like them this weekend against 49ers? No. But am I worried about the Rams? If Matthew Stafford's playing like that, they're going to be very competitive this season.
What do you think the Rams are?
The Rams are very interesting because just like JJ said, they could be the Seahawks from last year. They've got interesting talent. Matthew Stafford absolutely looks good. He looks like he's back. They're a really interesting one.
So when you say the Seahawks from last year, a team that we thought was going to be just not good, that makes the playoffs.
Yes.
Huh? All right. Who are the candidates after 1 week? The Buccaneers and the Rams? Are the Packers in there? Does the Packers count?
No. People were considering them as winning the division.
All right. Do the Commanders count?
No. Did you think they were going to be top 3 pick?
So there's just very few candidates anyway, right? Okay. After 1 week, does anybody else count? Really, no. Right? Be the Buccaneers and the Rams? All right. I don't know what they are. Matthew Stafford better stay healthy. That's all I know. Puka Nacua is the greatest thing. I mean, everybody in the world, he's not available in any fantasy league. And 7 days ago, I was the only guy in America who had him. But that's all right. That's all right. It's the Puka and Tutu show. All right. This is just a weird one. I'm looking at that story and you just don't know. 3 Eagles ruled out tonight. They'll play the Vikings here on the Sports Animal. Running back Kenneth Gainwell is out. Cornerback, that's defensive back James Bradbury, and their safety Reed Blankenship. So 2 guys in their secondary out. Defensive tackle Fletcher Cox, rib injury. He's listed as questionable. I mean, if the Eagles are gettable, they're gettable tonight, right? This is when they're gettable.
Especially with 2 players out in the secondary for Philadelphia. Second half performance, Kirk Cousins got to be aggressive. You have to find Justin Jefferson. There's enough in that passing game. Look at the numbers Mac Jones put up. Now, they didn't finish with touchdowns. It was 25-20 final score for Philadelphia, beating New England in New England last week, but they moved the football. And Kirk Cousins and Viking offense has to do that. They have to find the end zone, especially with Justin Jefferson.
Okay. Bradbury's second-team All-Pro. Josh Jobe, a second-year corner out of Alabama, will take his spot in the secondary. What does Philly do running the ball? Gainwell's out. They have Swift, DeAndre Swift, Boston Scott, Rashad Penny. Penny didn't play last week. He is supposed to be active today. Is this a week-by-week thing? They say they're going to get a bigger role for DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift's one of the biggest mysteries to me because when he's played, and he's been in the league, this is, I want to say, 4th year? And when he's healthy and he gets the ball, you're like, wow, like he's really good. And he's either injured or he's out of the game plan. Last week was just out of the game plan. And even in Detroit over the years, I mean, he was injured or it was Jamal Williams at the goal line, but he feels like he's so dynamic, especially catching the ball out of the backfield. It's one of the most bizarre enigmas to me why he has not been more involved in the offense.
Got to prove that you can trust him.
Trust him health-wise?
To play football.
Just being
to make
healthy.
Plays, to be on the field, to not get dinged up every other play,
it's healthy.
and then have to be on the sideline. And you go in. Kenneth Gainwell had a monster postseason last year.
Yeah, he did.
Like Kenneth Gainwell playing only surprised people that were just staring at fantasy football spreadsheets
and saying, why not Miles Sanders? Yeah.
And why is DeAndre Swift or Rashad Penny not playing? They were ranked higher in my fantasy football rankings.
Well, but Swift was in
Detroit. Because
Detroit
that's not real life.
Yeah, Swift was in Detroit at that point.
I mean, you're staring at fantasy football rankings.
Yeah.
And it's DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
It's Rashad Penny.
Oh, I
and
understand.
then it's like Kenneth Gainwell.
Why can't Gainwell play? No, but in the playoffs last year.
That's my point. Yeah. That's why Kenneth Gainwell played 60% of the snaps in week 1 because they trust him and he knows how to play. And this is the opportunity for DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny to show, all right, we've learned this offense, went through training camp.
And we can stay healthy.
It's a gettable Vikings defense. They should make some big plays on the ground.
Yeah, I think that's the reason they went out and got 4 guys, too. Boston Scott and Gainwell have been there for a number of years and been in the background. I mean, they just have. And by the way, you watch and who makes plays for them, it's been those 2 guys. That's why they're still there. They brought in 2 guys who are talented in Penny and Swift, 2 guys who were oft injured. What did Penny do in Seattle? He was a first-round draft pick. A running back out of San Diego State who was a first-round draft pick. I mean, like, that doesn't happen. So I think that's why they're so deep in that room. Who you guys like tonight with all the injuries? What's the spread? Would you tell me 7?
7.5 this morning.
I'll take the Vikings at 7.5. No?
At 7.5, I'm kind of leaning that way as well. Although I can see a situation where Philadelphia comes out and puts up some big points, to be honest. So,
and then Kirk Cousins comes from behind and covers at the end.
And so in real life they still win, but Vikings cover in that case. So purely on gambling, I guess I'm leaning towards the Vikings just with the 7.5, but I do think Philadelphia wins.
Who do you like?
If there's any magic left in this Minnesota team, they'll show it tonight.
When we come back, they are who we think they are. They proved it again this week in the National Football League. They are who you thought they are. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Traffic on 4th Street is closed.
Sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Some fun around, and we're going to talk with Lobo cornerback Christian Ellis about it coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Looking forward to that. I know you're looking for the weather's going to clear. Boy, did it rain yesterday? I mean, did it dump? We needed it, and we got it all at once. It was insane rain yesterday afternoon. It'll be perfect. It's going to be a beautiful autumnal late afternoon, early evening at University Stadium. As Danny Gonzalez has said, I don't know why you wouldn't get out there. I mean, unless, you don't like having, I always tell you this, in sometimes it's not about a football game. It's every time I go into a tailgate, and whether it's, and I go to travel to football games throughout the year, but even here, you go to a tailgate, I know this is going to be overly cheesy and corny, but it's kind of one of the last bastions of what's the word I'm looking for? Just good. Like, everybody at a tailgate is with people they like, at a beer or a cocktail, something in their hand, drinking, right? A water or whatever. Everybody's in a good mood. They're there because they want to be there. Everybody's kind of, now after the game, people are cranky. Gary shouldn't have gone on 4th down, and now the hell did we lose that? But at tailgates, like, everybody's in a good mood. It's one of the few places you can get concerts, right? You go to a concert, like, I'm not gonna lie, man. I was there with 70,000 Swifties, and it was, everybody was just so happy to be there, right? Tailgates to me are the same way. I don't know why people don't want to do that. Everybody goes out and you're in a good place. You want to be there. Everybody's happy, smiling. You're with people you like, good food, something to drink. I don't know. Is that oversimplistic?
I don't like tailgating.
Really? All right. That's why you don't go.
Whoa.
What don't you like about it?
Yeah.
You don't like good people, good fun, good people?
I want to watch football
All right.
until I have to go watch another football game. That's me personally.
So you don't necessarily not like the tailgate. You just rather be doing something else?
Mm-hmm.
Or you don't like tailgating?
Like, I'd rather,
It's okay if you don't.
like, spend my morning, early afternoon, watching some college football games, seeing what's on,
So-
and then making my way out to the stadium.
Good tailgates have a game on, right? Many tailgates.
If you got a TV, I'm in.
Yeah, many tailgates have a somebody brings a dish, or, I mean, dare I say, rabbit ears, and you can watch a game. Like, this game's on, by the way, the game is on the air. I'll be doing it with George on Crime TV. It's not lost on me that the Lobo Aggie rivalry is on Crime TV. That's KOAT's, one of KOAT's channels. They obviously can put it on Channel 7 because they've got network ABC obligations. So they've got, like, Estrella, where they put United games, and they've got Crime TV. And I've seen the jokes on the Twitter, on the X, on the Gram, like of course New Mexico. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do this to ourselves around here? Just asking. But yeah, it's not lost on me that it's on Crime TV. 7.2 or something?
Crime TV. That's great.
You can watch it on the Mountain West Network.
Yeah, and let me tell you, that is a great app. It really is. They're not asking you for your email address. They're not asking for money. You just pick your game and watch.
Did you got a little bit last week? You got to listen to George and me?
I did. And it was great.
Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, whoever's designed that app did a really good job.
Let me tell you something. The Mountain West does a really good job with that kind of stuff. And JJ and I have had this conversation for years. The Mountain West was at the forefront of conference networks, right? Everybody's getting, now there's the SEC network, the ACC network, the Big Ten network. I've heard there's the Pac-12 network. I just don't get to see it very much. The Mountain West was first with the Mountain. And their issue, JJ, was distribution and I guess interest outside of the footprint, right? But the content, once they went to HD, and it was right as the HD turnover, they had a distribution issue early. They were on, it was CSTV, College Sports Television, and there was a distribution issue early. And once they got that figured out, the content, the talent, what they did, you didn't miss a game, dude. And they were able to put on, there was something on every night, and it was, volleyball, and it was women's basketball, and every men's basketball game was available for you on, they were like the third tier partner. And I remember the day it went away. It was there's two things that I've said on the show in the 15 years. Twice I've said you're going to really miss this now that it's gone. One was when Rocky Long left, right? And the other, I said, you guys are going to miss the Mountain. As much as you bitch about the Mountain and complain about it, why is it on the Mountain? How do I?
They did a very good job. They're just ahead of their time. They were a little too far ahead of themselves.
And now I think DC's right. Their app is really good. I think they did a nice job. Everything's available for you. Mm-hmm. They don't, they're not getting intrusive with you. I think they do a nice job. And so, if you can't get to the game, George and I will have George Carter, former Lobo linebacker. We'll have the call for you. And George is going to be with us at 9:30 tomorrow to break down Lobos and Aggies. All right. Going to the break, they are who we think they are. They're the Chargers. And they are who they think they are. And at some point, it's in their head. Austin Eckler is their really, really, really good running back who may or may not play this weekend. Quote Austin Eckler, inconsistency. It's straight up inconsistency. And we've had injuries over the past years. You can't blame everything on injuries. Our coaching hasn't always been the best. Our play hasn't always been the best. And when you have a combination of those, then guess what? You're going to be inconsistent, end quote. By the way, he and Joey Bosa missed practice this week. He's a little banged up. I don't know how Brandon Staley feels about his star running back calling him out. Our coaching hasn't always been the best. I guess he threw in all right, so we haven't always played the best.
He's saying what everyone else is saying about the Chargers. And the frustration, it's more of the same. So here we are again, unable to make the big plays, unable to win at home. Chargers going to Charger.
Everybody keeps telling me their roster is terrific. And I think their roster is really nice. They got a stretch right now in the next 3 weeks where they better get healthy. They get Titans on the road, Vikings on the road. Winnable?
Yes.
Raiders at home. They should be 3-1, right?
Should be
all right.
3-1.
Because then they get the Cowboys and the Chiefs. And then they get Bears, Jets, Lions, Packers. They're set up, man. Now the back end is tough. They close, well, maybe somewhat tough. Actually, it's not. They close Broncos, Raiders, Bills, Broncos, Chiefs. It's all about them, man. They do have the best uniforms, period, in football. Period. And if they went back to San Diego, I think they'd start winning. I do. They could break the curse and go back to San Diego and start winning.
Is it a full-on curse now?
Don't you think?
Because charging was a thing before LA. But is it a full-on curse now?
Yeah, if you talk to Charger fan and they go back all the way to that Dan Faust, Kellen Winslow game against the Dolphins back in the day, that mega overtime game
where can they break the curse? Is it because it wasn't San Diego that was helping them break the curse?
Yeah, I think if they go back, they break the curse. They at least got to the Super Bowl when they were in San Diego. They got to the Super Bowl. I mean, look at this roster, right? Everybody believes. And by the way, it's at some point, is it going to start coming down on Justin Herbert? Justin Herbert had the ball in his hands with a chance to drive down the field. I think everybody, when Jason Sanders missed the extra point the other day, when the Dolphins, Tua threw that dime, and by the way, Jason Sanders got off the hook, but he threw that dime to Tyreek Hill, and the Dolphins go up by 2 with a minute 30-something-ish, right? Minute and a half-ish, right? 19, whatever it was. Plenty of time for Justin. Everybody believed Justin Herbert's marching down the field, they're getting a field goal, right? He's Justin freaking Herbert. He's got all that time. He was on his back the whole time.
So is that Herbert's fault or the coaching's fault?
Well, get the ball out. I mean, it's Herbert's and the coach's fault. Get the ball out.
If they're bringing pressure, you got to protect.
You got to protect.
And I think that's Justin Herbert hasn't lived up to expectations, but that's also the game you look at and you go, man, we scored 34 points before they hit the go-ahead touchdown. Yeah. What else do you want from us?
Well, you got the ball back with a minute and a half to go and then couldn't move.
Shouldn't have been in that situation.
Yeah, I agree with that. But, that's sometimes you're in a shootout, right? Patrick Mahomes had 13 seconds against the Bills and found a way to get down the field, and they win the game. If you want to be that guy, you got to be that guy. I think he's terrific. I do. I think he's terrific. And I look at that roster and I'm like, damn.
But
it's the weapons he's got, their defense.
It's heavy on him now, especially the second half of the playoffs last year. Week 1 miss at home. It's sooner rather than later. I don't think Brandon Staley's head coach of that team.
Is he the first guy out?
Of course. You just paid Justin Herbert.
No, but I mean, is he the first?
Like, if they're not winning and you have this aura from your star players that, man, we're so inconsistent. We can't do anything right, from being hurt to the coaching.
Hottest seat.
Brandon Staley.
Is he the first coach to get fired this year? I mean, we regularly have seen
he's the
guys
first
fired.
coach we're talking about that has legit expectations.
But they're going to go 3-1, right? And then maybe
no,
lose.
they're not going to 3-1.
You don't think
the NFL.
So? You think they're going to Charger it? So they go 2-2. They're in trouble then, especially in the AFC. I think they're in trouble. All right, 505-246-0610. Rivalry at 8 o'clock this morning with Christian Ellis, Lobo defensive back. When we come back, they won again. They have won more division titles than the Dodgers. They have won more division titles than the Yankees, and they did it again. And by the way, if you're not paying attention, they're the best team in baseball. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Appreciate you coming in on the text line at 505-246-0610. So, been asking the question, who's the best player? I mean, Deion, I don't even think this is, there's something close to this. Deion was such a great player in the NFL and college football, and now he's made this splash after 2 games. I was just thinking this, I was walking down the hall. There's never, ever, ever, ever been a bigger star to come into college football. Now, you can tell me Nick Saban's a bigger star. I would argue with you he's not. There have been people who have made themselves stars as head coaches in football, but nobody that's ever stepped in this big and then as verbose, as known, as vocal, and then just made the impact. There's nothing ever like this, right? Not even close.
Nothing close.
And so we asked, who are the best players that have been coaches? This says Eddie George at Tennessee State, although not to the Deion level. Steve Spurrier was one I brought up. He was a good player. Herm Edwards coached Arizona State for a minute. Herm Edwards is a good player. You ever see the Miracle in the Meadowlands? Joe Pisarcik fumble, the ball hits the hip, and I think he was.
There's a lot of good players that are coaches.
Yeah.
There's a lot of levels between good players and Deion Sanders.
There's no Deion's. Yeah, there's no Deion's. Jim Harbaugh played. He wasn't that good. Yeah, there's nothing to this level. All right. Is it after August 28th? We can look at baseball real quick. There's like 2.5 weeks left.
Yes, we get about 57 seconds. So go.
We had that dude call the other day. Enough football, damn it. What about baseball? Well, I mean, they won last night. The Braves won the East. If you have not watched, and the playoffs are going to start here in 2.5 weeks, and you're going to start looking, and you're going to start go to asking who are these guys, and tell me about Ronald Acuna if you don't know, and Spencer Strider, who you better know about, whether it's the mustache or how good he is. But the Atlanta Braves won the National League East. They have won more divisional championships than the Yankees have or the Dodgers have. It is their 6th straight. They turned up the music and won again. Baseball is the most bizarre playoffs because teams can get hot. It's about pitching, right? I don't know that I always feel the best team always wins in baseball, but it's their 6th straight American League East title. They beat the Phillies. Spencer Strider's won 17 games. Austin Riley hit a 2-run home run. They are terrific. And if you, again, I don't know how much you've watched. They are so damn good. They're 96-50. 96-50 in baseball. They clinched in 146 games, the 2nd quickest clinch in the divisional era. They're really good. Really good. Like, have you watched them at all?
Yeah, but you took up all their allotted baseball time, so I can't add anything to them.
Who put the allotment on it, man? Is it you? Was it the boss? Is it DC? Who put the allotment
well
on
over
baseball?
57 seconds there.
DC? I'm giving you permission. I'll take the hit.
Okay, as long as you're taking the hit.
I'll take the hit as I normally do. So go ahead if you want to talk baseball.
No, they're a really fun team to watch. I've always been kind of a Braves fan because you could actually see them when you were young.
Back in the day, you're still that generation, huh?
Yeah, it is true. Like I think of all those old players, so I love seeing when they're good. But I actually bought a brick on their home run on their championship walk.
Did you really?
I did, yeah.
You're into that stuff. I like that.
I love those things. I don't know why, but yeah. So, and it was really cool because they actually sent me two. I have my name, my son's name, and it says two awesome dudes. So
that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Is there any reason they're not going to win this whole thing?
Injury. I mean, it's the unforeseen, because they are stacked. They are primed for another win, and yeah, it would be something like that, something unforeseen.
They went in last week and they took they took the series from the Dodgers in LA. They're that much better than everybody else. The Dodgers would be their competition in the National League. And then I don't know who I think is the best team in the American League. JJ, do you think it's Baltimore? Do you think it's Houston? The American League West, if you're looking for a pennant race to watch.
Well, the NL wildcard, there's still 6 teams.
The NL wildcard is. But the American League.
Game of each other.
The American League West, they're in a game and a half of each other. 3 teams, Seattle, Texas, and Houston. And then they're all on the cusp of the wild card, too. The American League is kind of fun to watch right now.
Well, the Astros are that team because they've proven it. And you're right that did you pick the Phillies in the World Series last year?
Nope, did not. Did not. They came out of a wild card and came out of nowhere.
But the Astros still with that pitching staff, Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, got the starters, got the offense. And they're the one that just continues to back it up in the postseason.
Yeah, I get it. Going into the weekend, you're going to watch the NFL, and I get it, especially if you don't have a team. Like Stigler's on the Orioles every day. He's like, I don't know what to do. I mean, I got the Lobos on one TV, and there's Texas, Alabama, and then the Orioles are playing. And I'm like, do the Orioles play every day? No, you don't get it. If you're into baseball, and look at the stadiums. Look at the stadiums of the teams who are in races, and those cities care, dude. Baltimore cares. Texas, Dallas cares. Houston cares. Atlanta cares.
Playoff baseball is something different, especially end of the season when you get that playoff feel. There's nothing like being in a stadium.
It's really fun. All right, do you care? Lobos and Aggies, I think you do. Should have a good crowd, and it should have a good game. When we come back, we're going to talk about the rivalry. Christian Ellis is a Lobo defensive back, safety for Lobos. Big player, but he's also going to have to sit out the first half of the game. I'm really interested in talking to him. How do you prepare for this one? Because this is different. It's a rivalry. You got to sit around and watch for a half. And how's this team as you get ready for the rivalry? It's the opening drive. Christian Ellis is next on 95.9 FM and AM 680 Sports Animal. You're home for Sunday night and Monday night and tonight football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Big weekend around here. Should have a nice crowd out of University Stadium. The rivalry of enchantment renews. It is the Lobos and the Aggies. 6:02 kickoff. For those of you who like tailgating, you can get out and tailgate. For those of you who like watching football, go watch football before. But get in there and get there early. Download your tickets. Get there early. Go in early and have a good time. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit. How are Lobos feeling about this? How was practice? They're coming off a big 56-10 victory over Tennessee Tech last week. Now here come the Aggies. Lobos starting safety Christian Ellis is with us this morning on The Sports Animal. Good morning, Christian. How you living? Let me do that again.
Very good. How are you?
Good. Hey, man, I watched the game the other day. You played really well. I know you were filling in at different spots, playing your spot, playing the Lobo position. You get hit with a targeting call in the second half, and so you've got to sit out the first half. How do you prepare? I got to believe you've got your routine. You get ready for a game. How have you even thought, well, I know you have. How do you prepare for this to sit out the first half and then be ready to go second half? Where do you go mentally?
So mentally, I still go with the same mindset that I have every week. That that I'll be playing the whole game. Of course, I know I'm just getting my teammates mentally ready as well. Like getting guys who are going to get in there, just let them know this week is personal. As you know, it's a big rivalry game. So I'm just letting them know that we got to come out not flat. And we got to do what we do every week. Me being on the side, like you said, for the first half, all I got to do is just stay in the game mentally, like just pay attention and pick up on some things so that when my time comes, I'm ready and don't miss a beat.
So a young man from Jacksonville, Florida, you did not grow up with this rivalry, as did most of these guys in the locker room, did not grow up with this rivalry. But your head coach sure as heck did, and I know he's been telling you about it. How big of a deal is it to the players on this team, especially the guys who didn't go down last year and get beat by the score, as you know, 21-9, because the signs are everywhere in your building?
Well, this is big. As you know, I was part of the team last year, so last year, we didn't come out victorious last year, so it's still personal. Even though, like you said, not being from here, we see how it affected the coaching, and we've all adopted to the New Mexico coaches, so this is big to us. We this rivalry means as much to us as it does, to the whole city of Albuquerque.
Kid from Jacksonville, Florida, making your way here to Albuquerque, New Mexico. What has the transition been like for you, and what have you thought about, as you said, embracing the Lobo culture?
I love it so far. Like, I've been out here, you know, for a year, but I love it, you know. Like, of course, it's different from Florida, but, like, it's good. Like, I talk to people, it's the land of enchantment, man. It's very enchanting, you know. It's a beautiful city. I love it. Like, I love the mountains. Yeah, there's a lot of mountains. Man, I've never seen mountains before, actually, until I got out here. In Florida, there's not too many mountains, but out here, man, there's a lot you could do. You know, it's a beautiful city.
Not too many mountains in Duval County. Christian Ellis joining us, defensive back for the Lobos. How do you translate track speed to football speed? Because you're a standout runner at Edward H. White High School. How does that help you on the football field?
Well, you know, you go one speed, you know, you full speed. So, like, when you're on the field, you play at one speed, full speed. Like, so, you know, being able to run track in high school and be blessed with some great coaches teach me a lot of technique, you know. You take the fundamentals you learn from track and apply them to the football field, you know, like staying low, running with power. You know, that's where I get a lot of it from, and it just helps you, like, with explosiveness, burst of speed. And like you said, it just helps build your speed up.
Christian Ellis, Lobo safety, play the wolf position. He's with us on The Sports Animal. So after the first game, I know a lot of criticism towards the defensive backfield, and certainly after the second game, it felt like you guys grew up, and there's a lot of young guys. There's a whole lot back there on the defense. There's a lot riding on the secondary, and Christian is now as a sophomore, but a leader back there. I know you feel it. Talk a little bit about the talent, because the coaches said there's talent, but the Texas A&M game, they really felt the reason you guys got beat was technique. How good is the secondary? Because I think maybe this team can go as far as the back end of the Lobo defense is going to take you.
Definitely. We're definitely going to hold our end of the bargain up in the secondary. Like I said, the first game, you know, we have a lot of talent. You know, like Coach G said, it was just the first game. We just didn't have a lot of chemistry. You know, there's a lot of new guys coming in. You know, so we're all just trying to, you feel me, learn each other, feel each other out. And that's all it really was, like, us just making assignment mistakes. It wasn't really anything that they would do. It was just more like us making mental mistakes. You know, that's all it really was, just us killing ourselves. But I got supreme confidence in my guys in the secondary that, you know, we'll pick it up, like, as the season goes on, and we've been building that chemistry. Yeah. And getting to know one another.
All right, what does New Mexico State got? You watch them on tape. They've got some playmakers on the outside. They got speed in the backfield. They got some speed on the outside. What do you see from New Mexico State?
Like you said, they got some speed. They got some athletes over there, but I feel like we'll match up well with them. You know, with what we got. We got some dogs over here too, big dogs, man. We got a lot of people who are hungry and dogs. You know, that's gonna come down to it's gonna be a dog fight. You know, it's gonna be are you a big dog or you a little dog.
Now, Christian, how much confidence is the offense giving you guys this year when you're seeing what Dylan Hopkins is able to do, the explosiveness that unit has? How is that helping you guys realize the overall potential of this Lobo football team?
Man, I don't even think we've tapped the full potential of the offense yet. Even like you said, like everybody saw, they put up 56 last year, man. Last week. I don't think that they even tapped into their full potential. I think it's just getting started. You know, we got a lot of playmakers on that side of the ball. It's so many weapons, man. Just being able to compete with those guys all fall camp, all spring ball. You've seen a lot, and like, man, I just can't wait for like Albuquerque to see what we have. You know, we got guys like Ja'Cory Merritt, DJ Washington, of course, Dylan Hopkins, Jeremiah Hickson. You know, we have a lot of dogs back there, man.
Different from last year, huh? A little different?
Yeah, way different, man. And, you know, as a defensive player, man, you love to see that because it's like, man, you know the offense is going to do their job, put up points. That just helps you. You know, we make mistakes, they got us. They make mistakes, we got them.
He's Christian Ellis, Lobo safety. He's with us on The Sports Animal. All right, I've been doing this a while, and I've seen a lot of different majors. I've seen dudes, poli-sci, business majors. I haven't seen a lot of fashion design majors. How'd you get into fashion design, and how'd you decide to choose that as a major at the University of New Mexico?
Well, growing up, my mama, she used to sing a lot, so I seen her. I used to see like all the outfits that she used to put on, so that really intrigued me. Like just seeing everything that she put on. So I was going to college. I was like, that's something I want to pursue. You know, seeing her, that's what got me into fashion. Like I take pride in my fashion too as well.
So when you get into fashion design as a major, do you just focus on women's design, men's design? Is it everything? And obviously, the way you present yourself, the way you look every day, that's a big deal. But I'm intrigued by that as a major.
Is it like I do it both? Like I said, growing up, I was able to see women's design, women's fashions, like through my mom, grandma, and then for me as well. I take pride in what I walk out the house with. So I mean, I do both. Like to say, I'm versatile.
No, that's good. That's good. He's Christian Ellis, just with us for a few more minutes.
All right, Christian, and I noticed too, Jacksonville kid. You're rooting for the Miami Heat. Damian Lillard, is he going to be a Heat player? Is Jimmy Butler going to get some help?
Man, I hope so. Man. I'm praying that it goes through. I see he want to come. So I'm at it today, man. Let's make it happen, man. Like I said, we just missing that one piece from Chip, man. I want it bad, and I know Dame wanted it too.
Yeah, I'll bet. Hey, before I let you go, I want to get into the mindset, a little bit of the defense. You talked a little bit about the difference this year in the offense from the defense. And I'm not looking for you to throw anybody under the bus, but when the defense played well like it did the last 2 years, I know you were here last year, and the offense wasn't performing, and Coach said, defensively, we're playing good enough to win games. Was there a point that it got frustrating for you guys, or was it just you understand – hey, we're all a team, we all got to work? Because I got to believe on the defensive side at some point there's got to be a little frustration.
Yeah, it was a little bit of frustration, but, I didn't say football's a team game. Like I said, if one side of the ball is wrong, it's up to the other side to help that side out and, make them right, Like you said, it was a lot of frustration, between guys, but we still had to step up on our side of the ball, control what we control. Because today, like, on defense, you got to stop them, but you can also put points on the board, too. You can score it, too. But it's a lot of frustration. But, we trust our guys. We trust that side of the ball, like, as much as we trust ourselves and each other. So, I mean, this year, man, there's a lot in store for people to see.
He wears number 22 on the defensive side. He'll have to sit out the first half against the Aggies, serving his penalty for a targeting call last week. He'll be out there in the second half. He's first on the depth chart. He is Christian Ellis. Christian, appreciate you spending some time with us today. Good luck on Saturday and the rest of the year. Stay healthy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Be well. Christian Ellis. That's interesting stuff. I wasn't looking to throw anybody under the bus, but the defensive guys had to feel frustrated last year, don't you? When you hear him talk about the excitement, the reason I asked him that question.
Frustrated for the last 3 years.
Well, yeah, but he was here one. Yeah. And listening to his excitement about the offense and saying how cool it is to go up against these guys. You're out there regularly. I've been out there a bunch. The difference, just eye test and talent, and we'll see over the next few weeks. But the defensive guys had to be frustrated.
Yeah, the next 2 weeks are an opportunity for Louisville football to back it up because the offense, the quarterback position, the skill position players, they haven't looked like this the last 3 years.
I agree with that. Are you going to respond to what Christian had to say? Are we doing the red zone next, or what are we doing? I guess we're doing that at 9 o'clock. I'm going to wrap you up on the top stories in the NFL when we get back, because Jerry Palm's going to be with us coming up at 8:30 this morning. He of CBS Sports. Really excited to talk to him about some of the matchups in college football this week, including what's going on up in Boulder and the superstar that is Deion. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Your home for Sunday night and Monday night and tonight football.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
You get the Vikings and the Eagles, two really good teams from a year ago, two division winners from a year ago. You get it all right here on your home for Sunday night and Monday night and two-night football, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports NFL. Got emails coming in, Jeff at Sports Animal, abq.com. Rio Grande rivalry, this says, from Richard. Jeff, it's cheerleaders and chaparrals versus cheerleaders and sun dancers. From what I have seen, I give a very slight edge to the girls down south. But both programs are still struggling after the governor decimated them in 2020 and 2021, struggling to rebuild the talent level to be competitive in their leagues. It might take a large investment in NIL money to rebuild the cheer squads. It's from Richard. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate you. Deutsch says Vikings equals Lobo football and NMSU, Jeff. The winners this week are going to feel good about themselves. Tell everyone they can still make a bowl game. The path for the losers is really cloudy. JJ, you've been looking at this game for both of these schools, and I think everybody has just looked at this is, I mean, I don't know if it's a must-win for anybody, but it's kind of got to win.
It's the biggest game in the rivalry in a long time because there's two programs with expectations, not just we think we're going to be better. Mexico State won a bowl game last year. Wherever they got there, they won that game.
Yep.
The Lobos need to be at 4 or 5 wins going in to the last few games of the season this year. There's been games where you win this, maybe you can do that, maybe you can do this. This is the biggest rivalry game in a long time for both programs because it's a challenging schedule for New Mexico State. They have to get to 7. Is that correct?
New Mexico State does.
Mexico State has to get to 7.
They play 13 games.
Because they're playing 13 games. Yep. They go 1-3. They win in 6 games on the rest of that schedule.
If they go 1-3, they've got, 8 left? They've got to win 6 of their last 8. And they got Auburn and Western Kentucky on the road. And they got to go to, they already lost to Liberty. I mean, Auburn and Western Kentucky on the road are going to be really tough. They got to go to Hawaii, right? Next week.
So you're telling me you got to go win 6 of the remaining games. That's going to be very challenging. And for the Lobos, you build up this excitement. You see an offense. the first test of a like opponent, New Mexico State rivalry game in your house. You lose this, it's out of sight, out of mind. Fans are done.
It's a big one. How do y'all feel? Louisville fan, you feel good? Aggie fan, how do you feel? You've watched your team play 3 games this year. They've played 2 like opponents. They lost at home to Massachusetts. They lost on the road to Liberty. They did not score a point in the second half last week. You concerned at all about the offense? They gave up 41 to UMass, 33 to Liberty. You concerned at the defense at all? Western Illinois doesn't count. I mean, they look great. They put up 620 yards or whatever. That's like, right? Tennessee Tech doesn't matter either. This is a big, to your point, for both these teams where they want to be. And they both believe that they can get where they want to be. 505-246-0610. All right, your NFL stuff today. Aaron Rodgers said that he'll be fine. You'll see him again. Who gets the first Aaron Rodgers? It's Aaron Andrews, right? She gets the first one. Or is it McAfee? Somebody's getting McAfee. McAfee gets it? Then we're all, I mean, that's just going to be boom. McAfee's an ESPN guy now, too. It's a big deal. All right, Eagles will have 3 relatively key players out. Kenneth Gainwell, their running back, is out today. But they've got 3 others. James Bradbury, who's an all-pro safety, is out, and Reed Blankenship, cornerback, and Reed Blankenship, a safety, ruled out. Do you give a little, I mean, the Kirk Cousins can whip it around. He's got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I love the 7.5. The Vikings are going to score points tonight, aren't they?
I believe the Vikings are going to score points tonight.
Where's this game? It's on the road? It's in Philly. Okay, I got a theory. And this, it's not always right, but don't you believe it's right more than often that the road team on Thursday struggles to put up points? I hate the Thursday games. I feel they're sloppy, but early in the season, a road team, Thursday night, is that why the spread's so thick?
Could be. And this is a Vikings team where they're coming off a loss at home to Tampa Bay, only scored 17 points in that game. It's an Eagles team that gave up yards, but not points, to the Patriots, 20 points, even though Mac Jones got some yards, and Kirk Cousins in primetime.
Yeah, it's Kirk Cousins in primetime, and they don't win. But he puts up points, they just don't win. All right, take this into consideration when you're making your bet on the Seahawks and Lions this weekend. The Seahawks will be without both of their starting tackles. Now, they didn't play well and score points against the Rams. They put their right tackle, Abraham Lucas, on injured reserve. He's got a sore knee. And their left tackle is Charles Cross. He's out. It's a challenge for him to play. They're without both starting tackles. Dude, that's a big deal. He's got a strained big right toe. That's a big deal. Both offensive tackles.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
When Jason Peters is who you're signing to your practice squad.
41-year-old
tackle, Jason Peters.
They also added another pair of tackles to their 53-man. They got Raekwon O'Neal off of Tampa Bay's practice squad and McClendon Curtis off of the Raiders practice squad. They're both undrafted rookies. I mean, and one of them played guard in college. They're teaching him how to play tackle. As much as I like Seattle, this is a tough spot.
Super Bowl picks in trouble.
This is a tough spot. So keep that in mind.
We watched what the Lions were able to do to the Kansas City offensive line. They're going to do that plus some of this.
What's the spread on that game? Because as you go down to Isleta to make your bets, it's 4.5. Detroit by 4.5. Is that enough? I mean, I love their weapons in Seattle. I'm playing with guys that I just pulled off the street basically at tackle. I'm worried about Geno. Who am I going to play, Geno or Mack or Stafford? What do I do?
I'd be worried about Geno Smith too.
Tell you what. All right. Tell you what they're not worried about. They're not worried about Colorado. They're not worried about what's going on up in Boulder. The Buffs have everybody's attention. The Buffs have game day there. They have Fox's big noon there. Everybody is going to. Are there enough hotels in Boulder? They're spilling over into Denver, Broomfield,
Arvada,
all of them.
Thornton.
Yeah. I mean, they're backing all the way back up to I-25, aren't they? Filling up hotel rooms. When we come back, Jerry Palm's going to be with us from CBS Sports. Looking forward to talk to him about the weekend that's coming. How big is Dion? How big games are there? And all the big stuff that's coming up in college football this weekend. That's next. Jerry Palm from CBS on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Several accidents to report. Coors Boulevard has a crash.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Big weekend around here. Maybe this is the weekend to play the rivalry. Lobos and Aggies, New Mexico to Mexico State, 6:02 out at University Stadium. And there's good games, but not. That's why the whole country is going to be watching the Mountain West Network. Me and George Carter will have the call for New Mexico State. This is like, it's not the biggest game on the schedule?
It could be.
I mean, it's the biggest one around here. It's a pretty big one, and they're expecting a nice crowd at University Stadium on what should be a beautiful late summer, almost autumnal evening. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. It is time to take a look at college football and everything that's going on there, and we get one of the best in the business to join us on Thursdays right about now. You read him every day over on CBS Sports. He is Jerry Palm. I love the smell of J. Palm in the morning. How are you, Jerry?
All right, how are you?
Good. It's a big weekend around here, Jerry. I mean, I know the whole country's looking at New Mexico State.
I mean, what else would you look at?
That's my point. I mean, that's 100% my point. I appreciate you validating that. Hey, we were having a conversation. There have been stars who coach college football. Saban's a star. Harbaugh's a star. But there has never been a star close to what Deion is that's come into college football as a star, right? And then backed up after 2 weeks, backed up everything he's run. He's the biggest thing I've seen in college football. I mean, I've never seen anything like this, Jerry. Do you agree?
I'm trying to remember if we had someone who was a player of his caliber.
Never.
Go into coaching.
No, we've gone through good players. Like, Spurrier was a good player that coached. Harbaugh played, but he wasn't that good.
Spurrier won the Heisman, right?
Right. He was a good player, but never an NFL guy like that.
Sanders is an NFL Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how many guys are in the NFL Hall of Fame that went on to coach in college
There
football.
aren't any, and there won't be any, because now those guys make so much money they don't have to go do it, right?
Yeah, well, they don't. You're right. Well, and I mean, it's not like Deion's poor.
That's right.
But
that's right.
But he's got the urge to coach, and he had, certainly, I think it may have been spurred by the fact that he's got kids, that he wanted to coach.
I think that's fair.
But that's one thing. You don't get the Colorado job because you're a football dad, right? You get the Colorado job because he was successful at Jackson State, and and Deion is kind of a, I guess, polarizing guy in some ways because there's a lot of flash, a lot of talk. Walks into Colorado, tells everybody to leave.
Yeah.
He's got a style that's really all his own, and it doesn't always rub well on everybody, but it's hard to argue with the success he's had so far. They haven't been overly tested yet. I mean, at TCU was, they're the runner-up from last season, but that's last season's team. And that's a game that both teams scored in the 40s. Nebraska is not much of a test. So the tests are coming for Colorado, and it's a good start, and it would be unfair to characterize it as anything else. But I want to see what happens when they get to the better teams in the Pac-12.
That's right, and they're coming soon.
What do they play? USC and Oregon and Utah. And I don't know which of those. I think USC and Oregon, they get back-to-back.
Yes.
I'm not sure which of the other top teams are on their schedule off the top of my head, but that's for me when we're going to see what this Colorado team really is.
Yeah, so next week they get Oregon on the road, and then they get SC in Boulder, which will be, a show. Jerry, bottom line is, you're right. Nobody's been.
By the way, I'm taking the over on that game, even if it's
100% because SC can't stop anybody. But this guy came in, basically put two middle fingers in the air, said we're going to do it my way, and the AD said, please, blow this thing up. Yeah. We are 1-11. We are horrible. Go do it however you want. And I don't know. Did you believe in it? Do you believe in it now? Are you kind of in the process of starting to believe? Because I think everybody took this from a different angle. Either he's screwing this up, or you know what? They're 1-11. Their players weren't any good anyway. Blow the whole thing up.
Well, and that's the thing. Is that how are you going to make 1-11 worse in any significant way? Right. So you bring in someone. I think it's a gutsy move in a sense. But it's a no-lose move also 100%. from the athletic director. What's the worst that could happen here? 0-12.
Yeah,
it doesn't work, and we're starting over again. Yeah. Well, we're already starting over again. So it's in a sense it's a no-lose situation. So it's not, I guess, that risky in the sense of the product on the field, but it's risky in the sense that he's his personality just may not work. There, but winning works everywhere, regardless of your personality.
Yes,
so, it's. But I thought it was a great move.
Obviously, it is now
because, I thought it was at the time because what could go wrong?
That's right. No, and all the attention that got put on a place that there was no attention.
And it's not like he had not been successful. It wasn't like he was bringing in somebody with no track record at all. He had been successful at Jackson State, So, and you figure a guy like that can recruit. If an NFL Hall of Famer shows up at your door and says he wants you to play for you, he wants you to play for him. That's got a lot of cachet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
that's right. It's working 100%, and I agree with you. Take a risk, and boy, there was big reward. He's Jerry Palm from CBS Sports with us on the Sports Animal this morning.
Jerry, what were your takeaways? Texas winning at Alabama.
That was a really good performance by Texas. They were prepared well for that game, and they won the line of scrimmage. And that's how you win football games anyways. You win the line of scrimmage. And Texas won both lines of scrimmage. The offensive line for Alabama had 4 of the 5 starters get penalties among the 10 that they had, which is, the penalty counts have been pretty high the last couple of years at Alabama, and it's been a problem at times. This is a time where it helped to beat them. But their secondary got torched. Milroe was good, not great, but, they just were never really in sync the way they needed to be, Alabama was, and, they gave up 34 points. So, obviously, they've got defensive issues as well, and Texas is just pretty good. And that was an affirming game for Texas, to show that, we're in this to compete the whole way.
What do you make of Miami's performance against Texas A&M, and should we be looking more at Miami?
That's 2 programs that are still trying to get back to what they were. And in A&M's case, they've got a coach they're paying, $1 gazillion to get them there. And they're obviously not there yet. But is Miami really back? This game doesn't show you that. Go play the better teams in your league. Go play Clemson and Florida State, and let's see how you do in those games. That's just 2 teams that were 2 programs that have been muddling along, and Miami took a step in the right direction, and A&M did not. But there's still more to learn about those teams.
Jerry Palm, CBS Sports, is with us on the Sports Animal. I look at the games this weekend, and there's a game in the early window that intrigues me. And maybe because Zach Arnett is a La Cueva High School guy, former New Mexico Lobo, and now a head coach at Mississippi State. But they're 2-0, and they host LSU. They're 9.5-point dogs, and I don't know what they are. They got by Arizona last week. I'm not even sure I know what LSU is. Is that game? Am I intrigued just because I got a little hometown bias to it, or is there something to this game?
No, there could be. I mean, it's a road game, right? And Mississippi State is still, I don't want to say it's rebuilding mode. It's more like recovery mode.
Certainly.
But you lose your coach, so now you've got a new coach, and you've got them.
Your coach passes away,
kind of thrown to the wolves in a sense, and LSU comes in, and LSU's a good team, but it's a road game in conference against another. They're not ranked, Mississippi State, but they're not bad either. So you better show up ready to play. I would not be shocked if Mississippi State won, but I'm not going to sit here and pick it either.
Fair enough. Who's the best team in the Pac-12? I asked you that because everybody loves SC. I think they're going to get beat because I don't know that they can play enough defense. Washington's terrific. I think Oregon State's sneaky good, and Washington State seems to be a lot better than everybody thought.
I've been saying that I think Oregon State would not. I didn't pick them to win the league, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. That's because nobody's paying attention to them, and they're going to come out with a lot of anger, just institutional anger. But so far, just through the first few weeks here, in terms of the actual on-field product, it's got to be Washington. What they did to Boise State was remarkable. I mean, beating Boise State at home, not a big deal. Washington's a good team. They eviscerated Boise State. And now they go to Michigan State this week. They're like 2 touchdown favorites at Michigan State, a program in turmoil again. And I like Washington. If they just show up ready to play, I like Washington to run the Spartans as well.
And Jerry, early in the season, you're right. It's about, have you actually played anybody yet? And we're going to find out for Notre Dame when they take on Ohio State. But looking at this team, are they one to watch this year?
Well, we'll find out when they play Ohio State. Notre Dame they're playing well. They're off to a good start. They haven't given you any reason to think they can't be competitive. But until they play somebody, and their schedule's not that good this year, relatively speaking. They have USC like they always do, and they've got Ohio State. But their ACC opponents, they don't have Florida State. They have Clemson. I think that's a road game for Notre Dame. So, and Clemson is not as bad as they showed at Duke, but they're also not Clemson. But their schedule is such that Ohio State is really the test for them, and then maybe USC as well.
All right, who you got? New Mexico's a 1.5 favorite at home against New Mexico State. Who you got?
Lobos.
All right,
home team.
Give us a look. We'll be on. Download the app. It'll be on the MW.com, the Mountain West Network. I'll have the call with George Carter, the former Lobo linebacker. You can critique me if you want as well on the play-by-play. But
I'm going to be at Purdue.
No, yes, you shall. That's a big one too.
We're just hoping for dry. I was at Virginia Tech last week, 5.5-hour rain delay.
Goodness gracious! All right.
Yeah. Wet in places. I've forgotten more places.
If they dried off, I hope.
Yeah, by now, I think so. Yeah,
and you've had a few days to air it all out. All right, big Purdue game this weekend, and Jerry will be there. I always appreciate you being with us. I read them every day over on CBSSports.com. Follow him on the Twitter at JPPalmCBS, and we'll catch you next Thursday. Always appreciate the time, my friend.
All right, thanks.
Be well, Jerry Palm. He's got the Lobos, 1.5 favorite. You can mark that down as well. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in on any of that, on any of the rivalry stuff. I know you've been getting in all morning. When we come back, just win, baby. He epitomizes what the former owner says. He might not be flashy. He might not even be great. But he's kind of what the franchise stands for. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by NexGuard Plus Chews.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point, there.
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that? Ethan Olguin. My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer, back to pass. Pressure, gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto makes one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right, and he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
Is that Sweet Pete Jr.?
Right?
That's Sweet Pete Jr. right
What
there.
a move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
Happy with his defense so far. Vukovic, and that ball is ripped up. Bernalillo will have this ball at the 1-yard line.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vicente Tafoya. Ryan Brown that punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it
right
pay.
back.
No! LaCueva gets it back on another tip drill. It falls into the waiting arms of the senior Luke Ryder.
Kick is up. It will bounce into the arms of Daniel Garcia, and Garcia explodes through the middle. He dodges Castro, and Garcia will run that one back from about the 17-yard line. Call that one an 83-yard touchdown rush.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Shots fired in a rivalry. Not this rivalry. Not Lobos Aggies. Although you guys have been firing shots. Colorado, do you know what the spread is on that game? Any idea? What would you put the spread at?
Colorado.
Rams are 0-1. They're only 0-1? Yeah.
And they're starting a new quarterback.
Yeah.
The Rams are.
And they're going into that nest.
24.5.
What do you got?
I just looked it up.
It's 23.5. Coming up at 9 o'clock, Jay Norvell is the coach of Colorado State. And he's stirring it up even more. I like Jay. You like Jay, right?
I do.
Energetic, bright, successful. Coming up at 9, the shot he's taking at Dion and because Colorado needs more fuel to this fire. Holy smoke! Stay with us for that. You're gonna hear what Colorado State's coach said. It's gonna go viral today. I promise you that. All right. Do you remember what Al Davis's? What was Al Davis's slogan? What was the slogan for the Raiders? Remember?
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby. Just win, baby. Ken Stabler was the quarterback for years there. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Jim Plunkett was the quarterback there. I think he's the biggest snub over the last 35 years, not in the Hall of Fame. But he's not in the Hall of Fame. I don't think Jim Garoppolo's going in the Hall of Fame, do you?
No.
What does he do?
Wins.
Kind of just wins, baby. According to his head coach, Josh McDaniels, talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, quote, he's a good leader. He's won a lot of games in this league. I think the guys in the locker room know who they have and what this guy can do and how competitive he is. He's a very good leader. He's a great communicator, just does what it takes to win, doesn't care about his statistics or anything like that. It's just whatever I can do at my position to help the team win, I'm going to try to do it. Super happy that he's a Raider. End quote. Just win, baby. Can I put them into the conversation about this year's Seahawks?
Yes. They're eligible for that conversation.
They would qualify for that, right?
Yes,
a team that we didn't think was going to be very good. All right, I'm not putting them there because they beat the damn Broncos. I'll tell you that. But if they go across the country and beat the Bills this weekend, we're going to start having that conversation, aren't we?
Ooh, very different conversation.
All right. I don't think they're that good, although I don't know why I think that. I don't love them defensively. But they got the leading rusher in the league back from last year. They've got Devontae Adams, who we all believe is one of the best receivers in the league. They do have Crosby, who's a stud on defense. Why are they that horrible?
I don't think they're horrible, but I think that there's always a few teams that are just there.
Okay.
There's not playoff expectations. There's not championship expectations. I don't think they're going to be the worst team in the league. But there's really no ceiling for them.
Okay. It's interesting. I don't think that I think they're a 5-ish win team, and they've already won one. But I look down, are they beating the Bills, the Steelers, the Chargers, the Packers? Where are they getting all these wins? They go to Chicago. They get the Broncos
can play
again.
with the Steelers.
Yeah, they can play with the Steelers. Steelers better figure this thing out quick.
Division games.
Yeah. Yeah. They always play with the Chargers.
Packers whooped up on the Bears. It's not an unwinnable game.
I agree with you. They're all,
yeah,
right? Patriots aren't unwinnable. Bears aren't unwinnable. Who the hell are the Giants at this point? We're going to find that out. They're interesting, though. But just win, baby. That's what he does. He's had the most Al Davis career, period. And now he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. He's been to one. All right. Red Zone at 9:15. When we come back, you've got to hear what Jay Norvell said. Colorado State's quarterback, he's the other guy. They're the Washington Generals this weekend to the Globetrotters. Fox is there in Boulder to go see Dion. ESPN's there in Boulder to go see Dion. Man, they could be playing Cibola High School, La Cueva High School, Zuni High School. It doesn't freaking matter. Oh, but that's who the Washington Generals are, Colorado State. I don't know if he said this to make himself relevant, to say, hey, we're here too. But you're going to want to hear it. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal, your home for Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football and tonight Night Football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Ozira, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico.
Morning to you, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, DC. Glad you're with us on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. Rivalry of enchantment, or I-25 rivalry, whatever you want to call it. Lobos and Aggies, 6 o'clock out at University Stadium on Saturday. Up the road, they call it the Rocky Mountain Showdown, Colorado State. Everybody's there. Primetime's there, of course. They've got ESPN's pregame show will be there, game day. They got Fox's pregame show, big noon. Everybody's going to be there. It's on Fox. It's a big deal. It's a 23.5-point spread. And it's like Colorado State's just like an afterthought in this thing. It doesn't even matter who they're playing anymore. It's all about Coach Prime and Deion, and it should be, by the way. They're the damn story. They are. What he's done there is incredible. Biggest star that you've seen in college football, and I don't know, maybe ever come in. Take a 1-11 team that was the definition of irrelevant and turn them into the most relevant, biggest story in sports, period, in this country right now, right? After Aaron Rodgers' injury.
There's no question when you get TCU, Colorado, 7.2 million viewers to open the season, and then it goes up to 8.7 million for Colorado and Nebraska, everyone cares.
So Deion and Colorado are real good about finding a reason to take it personally. Last week's game was personal because Matt Rule, the Nebraska coach, said something. And the week before it was personal because nobody thought about it. I told you we were coming, now we're here. We're here. 23.5-point favorite. Did they need any fodder? Colorado State's pissed off. Jay Norvell's their coach. Jay was very successful at Nevada. He's taken over Colorado State. And he said his players are tired of it. They did videos with ESPN this week. How about that? ESPN actually interviewed the Washington Generals. It was nice of them. And he said his players came away with a chip on their shoulder. This is Jay Norvell, the Colorado State coach, last night on his coach's show up in Fort Collins, talking about, well, you figure out who he's talking about.
And I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. So.
Only when grown-ups, you don't take your hat off when we talk to kids as well?
A few people like...
All right, let's play that again, because I want you to hear, and if you know Jay a little bit, and we know Jay a little bit, right? Jay's intense, Jay is confident, Jay is accomplished, Jay is successful, Jay is not prime time. He's taking straight shots at Coach Prime. Hear it one more time.
And I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. So.
That's courtesy of Colorado State and their network and their pregame show.
Weird thing to go at.
Why?
Is he frustrated with how much hype there is?
Yes, he said his players are frustrated. He said after that, they're not going to like us no matter what we say or do. Doesn't matter, okay? So let's go up there and play. That's just how I feel about it. I don't mean to take over the show. I'm just tired of it. I mean, I'm tired of all that stuff, and I know everyone else is too. So
tired because it's not you. This is a bad look for Jay Norvell, man. This is a bad look for Jay Norvell.
How would you play this if you were him? What would you say about it?
I'd embrace the underdog mentality. This is a rivalry game and no one's given a shot. These kids have to be ready for this. These kids have to understand that all the hype is there for a reason. And we got to go prove that we can play on the same field with this team.
Yeah,
you got to take that underdog
right?
mentality, not these random shots of, I take my glass, because Deion's not respectful. Yeah, Deion's been boisterous. But I think what's upsetting a lot of coaches is he's saying the quiet part out loud. And they don't want to know that kids are on year-to-year scholarships. And they don't want to know that they force kids out and they recruit over them. And Deion's just saying all that stuff out loud. And coaches don't like it.
And he's winning, by the way. After 2 games, he's winning, and he's taken over the world.
Like Jay Norvell he has an incredible track record. His resume, where he's coached, being in the
With
NFL.
whom he's coached, yep.
But this is a moment of he let his frustration get over himself, and I get it. It's the CSU coaches show. But if you're wanting to rally the crowd, I don't think attacking Deion Sanders is the way to go with that.
I mean, that's poking the bear a little bit more. I think you're right. The approach is what Deion's done has been tremendous and brought a lot of attention to our state and brought a lot of attention to this game. I told our kids, you got an opportunity.
A primetime game on the 4-letter network.
You wouldn't be playing a 4-letter. Are they on Fox?
No, this is an ESPN game.
This is an ESPN game?
Yes, it is.
I even thought it was on primetime on Fox. Then I can watch the damn game. That's even better. Yeah. You're getting
It's 8 p.m.
You're not getting this game if it ain't for him. You're just not. Like take it. You're right. No, this is a ESPN game at 8 o'clock our time. You're not getting this game if it's not for him. That's what I would be saying. You know what Deion's done is great, and he's taken it over, and he's done it differently than everybody else is. And I told our kids it's a great opportunity. You're on prime time. You've got an opportunity. They've shocked the world. Now you can go shock the world. We think we got a pretty damn good football team. We're going to go up there or go down there and play. And that's what I told our kids. I mean, that's the way to go, right? Look at the opportunity.
I take my glass. Okay.
Yeah. Grady, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Grady.
Fashion design major advocates.
Damn right.
OD in the AM. What's happening?
Life's grooving. What's happening?
You know, I'm following that old adage of when you have an angry response or an emotional email to send out, you type it out, and then you delete it, and then you wait a few days.
All right.
So I'm genuinely torn over the whole CU thing. Genuinely. And, everything that you guys have said, really that everybody has said, is 100% true. And anyone that argues against the magnitude, the impact, all that's foolish, because you can't argue that. Now, with that said, what's eating at me is and you guys actually said it today in 2 of the things. One, that this is gonna be duplicated. Other coaches are gonna come in and wherever they go and just wipe everybody out. And
they're going to try. They're going to try. It's going to be hard to do it because this guy's got the drip, the credibility, the swagger, the I don't give a bleep, and flat out the credibility to go in and do something that no one else has done.
And that's exactly the second piece that worries me. And you and JJ said it. He is one of one.
That's
Prime
right.
is one of one.
That's right.
I've actually always been a big Primetime fan. I loved him in college. I'm of that age where we were in college about the same age time, and when he was in the pros, he was fun. He electric, all that. But and JJ just said it just now. When you say the quiet parts out loud, and coaching over kids or recruiting over kids and telling them to hit the bricks, you could say it out loud, but I wasn't good about having it a made for television drama. And it's kind of like. If this coach here, if our coach, Coach G, doesn't have a successful season, someone comes in her next season, Wysong, hit the bricks. QB5, hit the bricks. Andrew Erickson, hit the bricks. And broadcast it all on TV. And, these kids are still 18 to 20-something-year-old kids. And that doesn't change the fact. Well, they're playing Division I football. They know the risk. They get paid. That doesn't change the facts of who they are and what they are.
Yeah, but like Jerry Palm just said, winning works everywhere, and that's
exactly. And so, whether or not you care about your kids or care about that, it's irrelevant as long as you're winning. So, I'm hoping for a moderate success because here's where I agree a lot with Deion. When Deion was talking in his press conferences after the game, a lot of stuff that he was saying and making a lot of people uncomfortable was 100% true. And I don't disagree with that. However, I took something like that personally, and people who know me know why. And you left Jackson State. You left an HBCU. And that B means the same thing today as it did before you got there. You took their best players and left them basically in shambles. So, pump the brakes on what you're about, what you're there for, because, you're building great men and you're doing this, but the caveat is you're only doing it if they can play football.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you're doing it around football. You're using football as the platform for it, right? I think there's something.
I'm disagreeing with that because he's using football for his platform.
Well, sure,
prime everything,
sure.
And I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts in 2 years Florida State's going to come calling.
Promise.
And
once his kids are gone,
there
yes.
you go. So
yes.
is it about what you're building and all these things you're saying, or is it about winning and being the best coach? And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a fair conversation, man.
Believe me, there's nothing wrong with that. But
you're torn.
You're not doing anything different than any other coach. Using schools as stepping stones, using players as stepping stones. However, the style in which you are doing it is revolutionary.
It is. No, I appreciate you, man. Because it's really thought-provoking. Thanks. He's torn, and I get it. Look, what job are you in? Using it as a stepping stone? If you could blow the whole thing up and use it, I mean, I think we all would. Prime's a unique individual that, he can do it. Now, you can question, is he really trying to make young men better? And I mean, it feels like it's working in the immediate, right? He's got Travis Hunter, who totally believes, who's a big recruit, went to an HBCU with him, went to Jackson State and went here. We're 2 games in, man. He's winning. He has transformed the entire athletic department at that university, is he not?
Yes, he has. I
mean, for the better, right? Now, unless there's some big scandal that they get caught in, and there might be at some point, I don't know. But as of now, I mean, give me somebody affiliated with Colorado, player. The only people who don't like it are the families and the players who are run out, right? And understandably so. But can you say he didn't do the right thing as we sit here today? I mean, everybody else, and you guys are way more intimately connected with that university than I, but it feels like everybody associated with that place feels like, damn, this is right. This is the greatest thing ever.
Well, the thing with Deion Sanders, the greatest point, is I know there's a lot of preaching stuff that comes from Deion Sanders with the points he's making, but he's not hiding that he's playing the game like everyone else. And in these moments, can he magnify it for these players? Yeah, but he's not trying to say, well, I'm going to be here for 14 years for everyone. Like they're all playing the game. He's just doing it loudly.
That's right.
What all the other coaches do.
Yep. We're pulling back the curtain. All right. When we come back, let's go into the red zone. DC's worked hard. It's like a 2 full page red zone. I got to study on this one. 2 full pages, front and back, single space, 8 font size. Like, holy smoke. I got to read this whole thing. Good in the red zone on game day here on 95.9 FM and AM 630 Sports Animal. You're home for Monday night and Sunday night and tonight football.
Celebrate youth athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United.
But real quick, I want to take this call, 505-246-0610. We'll take them in the next segment. But Adolph wants to get in on Jay Norvell, the Colorado State coach, who kind of came after Deion and said, but he said, you know, when I talk to grown-ups, I take off my hat and take off my glasses. It's just how my mama taught me. Adolph, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. You know, I don't know why Coach Jay Norvell would make that type of personal comment regarding Deion Sanders. He basically is just given locker room billboard material to Colorado, and they certainly didn't need any more of that. You know, he should just prepare his team and not be concerned about Coach Prime's appearance. Appearances don't win football games. Preparation and execution on the field, on the gridiron, that's what wins football games. Now, second observation. Jeff, was there mention here, and I'm hard of hearing, did I hear that Kenny Stabler was still not in the Hall of Fame?
Isn't that right? Or did he get in? I believe, yeah, I did say that, and I probably should have fact-checked myself.
Well, I fact-checked it, and he was admitted posthumously.
He was. All right, then I was wrong.
Class of August of 2016.
All right, then that's on me. Then I was flat out wrong, and thank you. You know, as it came out of my mouth, I meant to check it. Thank you for checking me. I was dead out wrong on that then.
Anyway, thanks. I know you got other callers or whatever, and you got to get the further business.
Thanks for checking me on that. Thank you. No, when I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong. As I said that, I'm like, gosh, did he get in later? As it came out of my mouth. So I appreciate Adolph for checking me on that. It took a long time, though, and he never got to enjoy it. All right, you want to go in the red zone? Let's go on game day.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Let's go, baby!
It's first and goal.
The Vikings and Eagles are 15-15 all-time, including playoff meetings. Philadelphia dominated Minnesota in a 24-7 win on Monday Night Football almost exactly 1 year ago. Now, the Eagles are a 7.5-point favorite over the Vikings on Thursday Night Football at Lincoln Financial Field. If the Vikings lose, they will find themselves in a very difficult spot. Since the merger in 1970, 406 teams have started 0-2. 56 of those teams had a winning season, 39 ended up making the playoffs, 4 actually went to the Super Bowl, and 3 actually won the Super Bowl after starting 0-2. So if they start 0-2, in which category would you place the Minnesota Vikings?
Where's the missing the playoffs category? Is it on there? It's not one of them? I think they're going to struggle. If they start 0-2, I think they're going to struggle to make the playoffs. I look at it, I said, okay, fine. They could have a winning season. Would that be 9-8? Yeah, they can get to 9-8, but I think they'll miss the playoffs if they start. It doesn't get any easier for them. Like last week is as easy as it gets for them, and they had home against Tampa Bay, and they didn't win that, and then they got the Chargers. I guess they get the Panthers and the Chiefs. The Niners are coming up. I think they're in trouble.
0-2, they could still find themselves in making the playoffs category in the NFC, because there's a lot of teams in the NFC that we feel the same way about. Like, I don't know, are they good enough? Can they do it? So that's going to mean a lot of close races down the stretch for those final few wild card spots, and I still think they can make playoffs.
Second and goal.
All right, I've spent some time thinking about the evolution of the quarterback position since Monday night. Potentially losing a legend for the rest of the year due to injury is a tough pill to swallow, especially if he does not return to the field at all. However, the young talent that has been emerging over the last few years makes me feel like the league is in good hands and generally moving in the right direction. So Trevor Lawrence made a huge leap from year 1 to year 2, going from 3-14 with a 71.9 quarterback rating and a terrible coaching situation to winning a playoff game and being considered a frontrunner in the AFC. What do you like and dislike about Trevor Lawrence's game, and what does he need to do to cement himself in the top tier of NFL quarterbacks?
I like that he wins from the pocket and he has athleticism. The new prototypical passer is a guy that can move within and outside the pocket. It's not just straight running quarterback statue, like the athlete at the quarterback position. That's the new pocket passer, is you got to be able to move just enough. All these guys we look at, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, like they can make plays outside the pocket. They get to the red zone, they're a threat to score with their legs. So I think he checks all the boxes on what you want out of a top flight passing quarterback in the NFL. And to me, it's just keep doing what he's doing, because you give him real life coaching at the NFL level. You give him a true number 1 wide receiver, and he's fine.
What does he need to do to win, or to cement himself as a top tier quarterback? Win. So win. What do I like? I like everything about him. I love his arm strength. I love his mobility. I love his accuracy and mobility, and I love almost more than anything his improvement. So you give me a guy with a bunch of talent who progresses the way he did, and to your point, that first year was just such a disaster. From the beginning of last year to where it appears he is now, a guy who is coachable, a guy who can learn. He came in with all that hype, right? He came in as the next can't miss guy. He's big, strong, mobile, good arm, relatively accurate, and he's gotten better. It makes me feel that, wow, okay, here's a guy who A, clutches up in clutch moments. Look at the playoffs last year. B, has gotten better, is coachable. I love everything about his game.
Third and goal.
All right, Tua Tagovailoa has had his difficulty since being drafted 5th overall in 2020. When healthy, Tua has put up some substantial numbers and even found himself in the MVP conversation at one point last year. Justin Herbert was drafted 1 spot after Tua and had his own challenges. Herbert has stayed healthy for the most part, but has had his decision-making questioned after tough losses and a complete implosion in the playoffs last year. Compare these two young quarterbacks and tell me, Who would you choose if you were starting a franchise today?
So I'm getting on the Tua train. You know I haven't been. I think he's phenomenally accurate. He's better than I thought he was going to be. And I'd go Herbert because I feel like Herbert's more durable. Herbert broke his ribs on that first game of the year last year, right? Thursday night, didn't miss a game. I feel like when Herbert gets into a situation where he's got, and I want to watch him progress with Kellen Moore. He's not a Charger, but I don't think that'll ever happen. But if I was taking I just love his size. I love everything about his game except for the fact that he doesn't win at that level. And so if I was starting, I would trust my people and who I'm bringing in, and I would go Herbert.
Justin Herbert has the edge in the skills, but Tua is showing you that he can make those plays downfield. He was 8 of 14 on passes that went 15 or more yards down the field.
Really good.
That's a tough skill right now in the NFL because teams are playing too high safety looks. They're making you check down. And so I think it's easy to go with Justin Herbert because you're like, man, he just looks the part. He's a big physical guy. Everything I just said about Trevor Lawrence. But at some point in time, you look, Justin Herbert's a 500 quarterback.
Just win, baby.
Tua is 22 and 13. I got to go Tua Tagovailoa.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
CJ Stroud, the second overall pick in the 2023 draft, started off his NFL career with a self-assist by catching his first career pass attempt after it was tipped at the line.
It's crazy.
He and Hall of Famer Brett Favre are the only player since 1991 to be on the receiving end of their first completion. Stroud ultimately completed 28 of his 44 pass attempts and avoided throwing an interception in Week 1. Since 1970, the only other quarterbacks with 25-plus completions and 0 interceptions in their NFL debut were Mac Jones in 21 and Dak Prescott in 2016. Jones and Prescott both had promising rookie campaigns as each led their team to double-digit wins and were selected to the Pro Bowl that season. What do you want to see out of C.J. Stroud in his first season, and what can he do to be in that elite quarterback conversation in the next few seasons?
I just want to see a competent offense. Dude look confident. C.J. Stroud, give him the ability to make plays and not get broken as a rookie. He was my QB1 coming out of this draft class. I think DeMarco Ryans is a very good head coach, and now the focus is surrounding C.J. Stroud with the right coaches and the right talent to be a successful quarterback. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be elite because I think there should only be 2 or 3 guys elite at the time. I think that should be a special statement. That should be a special term. Could C.J. Stroud be a Dak Prescott, a Mac Jones, a good quarterback? Yes. Elite? I don't think so.
So, crazy fact, 2 quarterbacks. First pass of the season, the receiver was them. Desmond Ritter's first pass was tipped and he caught it as well. It's kind of crazy to see that. What I want to say, I just want to see progression. They're not that good. I do agree with you. I think DeMeco Ryan is a terrific leader. He's a defensive guy, and they brought in good offensive guys. I just need to see him get better. I don't expect, at least a long way away for C.J. Stroud. A long way away. What can he do? Just get better. Grow with that team. I think his accuracy is really good. Does he have? He found Brooks. He's got some receivers in Nico Collins. They're not going to be very good, and so I think what's he got to get better and be patient with him. And I think that he's in a position where he's got the luxury of time and patience. He didn't go into a franchise, and most great high prospects don't. But he didn't go into a situation where we need to win now, like they were trying to throw Trey Lance into. He's got the luxury of time and being patient if he gets better. So I just need to see him become competent, become better, and just grow.
The time thing is huge here because this doesn't feel like one where the Texans are going to axe DeMarco Ryans in a year or two. Like, when you allow that franchise to trade away future draft capital to get C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson, the outside rusher, this year, putting next year's draft class, you're saying, all right, this is the foundation of a long-term play. And long-term in the NFL could only be 3 to 4 years, but they're giving DeMarco Ryans and C.J. Stroud that chance.
All right. You can get in on anything we said. Where are you on those issues? What day is today? Thursday? I was almost thinking I had a hoe today because, last week was a 4-day week. So, what am I got to work 5 this week? What the hell? All right, when we come back, let's go into tonight's game. I got some emails. I got some texts on what Jay Norvell had to say on this rivalry. Jason's in again today. I got your Thursday, Jason, rivalry week email as well. 505-246-0610. It's your turn on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Your home for Monday night and Sunday night and tonight football.
London's calling, and
Support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clarks understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Rocky Mountain, what do they call it? Showdown? Rocky Mountain Showdown? Mm-hmm. It's all about Dion and Colorado and primetime game days there, and Big Noon is there. Everybody's there. And so basically the Washington Generals are Colorado State. And so this is Colorado State's head coach, Jay Norvell, on his coaching show last night, talking, obviously, about Deion.
When I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. So and I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me.
I think after the game, Deion goes across, they shake his hand, he takes his hat and his glasses off, looks him in the eye, and said, how'd that ass whooping feel? No, honestly. I mean, what's Deion going to say? He's going to take his hat off, his glasses, and say, how'd that ass whooping taste? Right? Because it's personal.
I think he leaves him on. I think he makes more of a point by leaving him on.
Terry said on the text line, 505-246-0610, Norvell didn't insult primetime. He insulted Deion's mother 100 times worse. I say those are fighting words, but Deion's was never into physical contact. It's really funny. Deion doesn't tackle. Deion covered. He didn't make a lot of tackles, but he could cover. Bill, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Billy?
Hey, Jeff, how are you?
Good. What's happening?
Just gonna go golfing and see if the weather clears.
Yep.
Hey, how does it feel to have your backup quarterback go down on the fourth play of the year?
Crummy? But you know what's crazy? That was going to ask
you. Think Mac Jones?
No. I'm taking Stafford. Thanks for cutting him.
Somebody already grabbed him. You think Mac Jones going to do any good?
Nope. I don't.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to say I think Minnesota is going to run crazy tonight. I think Justin Jefferson is just way underrated. I know he's the number one wide receiver, but man, you can't stop that guy.
I agree with
And Kirk Cousins knows how to find him. And I think the Eagles got exposed last year in the Super Bowl. You know, they couldn't put any pressure on Mahomes, and he lit him up. And I think the Vikings going to do the same. Not only do they cover the spread,
they win.
I got them winning by a touchdown.
All right, Billy. Appreciate you. Good to hear you. Thanks, man. Thanks for the call. All right, how could he just cut him yesterday? How could somebody pick him up? There's no. I got a problem with the commissioner, if that's the case. Yeah, I had to pick up Mac Jones, dude.
Fantasy football.
Aaron Jones went down. I had to pick up Mac Jones. All right, you're in on the rivalry. Here's the email. Ready? Ready for Jason today? Good morning, OD. Never has a rivalry meant so much to so very few people. Has Lobo fan given up before the season started? You have the reigning conference offensive player of the week. You have an actual quarterback this year. In addition to that, you also have one receiver, Hickson, who can actually get open versus D1 corners, and a running back who can make plays and run away from defenders, and a lineman who can actually keep your line from looking like a live tour golf course. Shout out to the HBCU 3, by the way. And full disclosure, I've met those young men, and not only are they good football players, but good dudes. I will root for those 3 young men in games that don't involve my alma mater. And this weekend's game qualifies. It's Crimson versus a darker shade of hot pink. It's the 505 versus the 575. It's rivalry week, and there has been less smack from Lobo fan than a box of Dig-'em. The quality of smack from Lobo fan has been as lackluster as Danny Gonzalez's tenure at UNM thus far. Oh, sure, we hear the Dixie State smack, but does it really mean anything when you were run out of your barn by Utah Valley? Crimsonly Jason. How do you tell a UNM grad was using a computer? There's whiteout on the screen. Why do more people go to UNM rather than NMSU? It's easier to spell. Same theme, different theme every day. It's good. And by the way, that was Aggie fan giving you prop, Lobo fan, telling you how good your guys are, but they're good dudes. Rudy, what do you got? You're on the Sports Animal.
Well, I got one number for Jason, 73, 34, and 5. So put that in your Aggie pipe and smoke it. You know, that guy's got a lot of nerve getting on an Albuquerque radio station and talking stuff like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's why Lobo fan isn't taking this game and blowing it out of proportion because a couple of things. Number one, yeah, the Aggies are better. It's probably the best team they've ever had. They're the best team that Money and Las Cruces can get together. So, you know, and I think what happened to Jerry, Coach Kill, kind of changes people because nobody wants to see anybody hurt. or injured or sick or in the hospital or whatever happened to Coach Kill. You know, we all went through that with Coach Davey, and that kind of puts a damper on things. It would be nicer if he is on the sideline, and I hope he makes a full recovery from whatever. But my final thoughts are UNM's going to beat the Aggies and send a lot of Aggie fans back to Las Cruces crying in their beer and wobbling in their shoes. And my final thing is he wants a joke. Jeff, you know why Aggie women make such poor ranchers, don't you?
I don't.
They can't keep their calves together.
Ba-dum-bum. See you, Rudy. You like that one? That's the funniest you've laughed out of all of them.
That was a good one. That's a nice little shot from Rudy. That's what we need.
Yep. All right. Bob says, hey, have you heard UNM's decided to charge New Mexico State $20 a seat for any member of the band? It's the first time that's ever been done, and certainly not done in Cruces, considering the differences of the two teams' budgets. The fact that UNM believes they need to recoup $4,000 so the Aggie band can sit and play and entertain all the fans at halftime is absolutely bizarre. All right, let me tell you what I know on this. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to sigh.
Why?
Really?
Because this is the only place this kind of crap happens?
It's a developing story. The band cannot go to the game.
All right, the band can go to the game. Okay, let me tell you what I know about this, and I'm glad it didn't get brought up till the end of the show. We got one more segment for you to get in. Per contract, and this is not odd. Per contract, the visiting team in this one got 450 tickets. Okay, that's the amount NMSU gave New Mexico last year. New Mexico didn't bring their band last year. NMSU Athletics has used those tickets. Now, like NMSU said, you give 4 tickets to each player and to the coaches, and they're gone. They wanted another 300. New Mexico State feels that's how it's always been done. UNM said, no, this is not how, it's not done that way. And NMSU acknowledges, you're right, that's not how it's done usually, but it's been done in this series. Now, look, can NMSU cover the 4,000? It's like, does each player in the band have to come up with $20? I think the institution can cover it. Is this a change? UNM says this is common practice. This is a non-story. New Mexico State is telling me that this is a change in how it's been done. It's never been done this way before. We understand. Yeah, is it common practice? Yeah, but we'll get this thing figured out. So their band will be there. I think this is a big story that obviously the NMSU band went to the media with and told their side of the story. Said, we each have to pay $20. And where are we supposed? I don't believe that's how it is. I think UNM's been in this situation. Other teams have. It's the lowest group rate ticket is $20. I don't know. What do you make of all this mess? Only in New Mexico?
Only in New Mexico.
I mean, right?
I would ask in previous meetings.
Yeah.
Did New Mexico State use that allotment for their band?
And that's what they're saying. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they use that allotment.
Because if they gave out all their tickets and then they're asking for more, what did they do in the past when they brought their band?
Yeah, I think the way NMSU is saying this to me, the way they understand it is they each get the same amount of tickets, and the bands on top of this get in for free. They felt in the past, the way I'm reading what I got is that
so they weren't ticketing the band.
That's correct. That's the way I understand this. That they got their 450. Like if you figure there's 100 guys and coaches and everybody, you get 4 tickets for your family, then there's nothing left for the band. Right? And their band has always been there. And they got a big band. They got a good band. And they're saying basically, look, do you remember did you see last week where at Alabama, Texas, where Alabama put the Texas band? As far and high away in a little bitty sliver of a section that you could find, that's all they had left. So that's, look, I know there's a big story. Everybody wants to yell and scream about this. That's what I know from both sides. UNM saying, look, there's nothing here, man. They got their 450 tickets. They used them. NMSU's going, yeah, we gave each player get 4 tickets, coaches get 4 tickets. The band's always gotten in. It's never been an issue. They move the goalposts on us. That's what they're saying. They'll figure it out. The band will be there. I'm certain on Saturday. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and 2-night football.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Cheerleaders are always part of the paid attendance. In your game, their tickets are taken out of the allotments. Schools are required to pay for whatever they sell or not. Actually, in our contracts for New Mexico Bowl, there is a certain allotment for the bands. It's I believe 300 tickets or whatever we do. I have to check the contracts, but it's part of the attendance. I think when you announce attendance, nobody even says paid attendance anymore. I think they announce attendance, right? So are they part of the attendance? Yeah, they've always been part of the attendance. I don't think that's ever changed. Mud says, what's the difference between a bucket, a bleep, and no, I'm not doing that. And that one might have crossed the line a little bit. All hotels sold out this weekend for UNM and MSU game? Question mark. A lot of them are. Pete, good morning. You're on the Sports Channel. Hi, Pete.
Hey, guys. Hey, just wanted to follow up on Rudy C. Calling in, just like all Lobo fans, always pounding their chest about having an advantage over a 100-year series. Talking about when they wore leather helmets and played basketball with peach baskets. Come on, Rudy, have something stronger than that. Inviting all Lobo fans Coach Kill and the Aggies want you to come down to University Stadium this weekend to attend Danny Boy's going away party, because this is it for him. Once he loses this game, he's gone. And Jeff, what's the difference between University Stadium and a cactus?
Don't know.
The cactus has its pricks on the outside.
All right. See you. I kind of hit the red button. Should I have? Was that close? That one was right on the line, right?
It was on the line.
All right. Is it all right if I played it a little safer, just so I don't hear from it?
Safe.
All right. It's funny. It's funny. It was just right on the line. Thank you, Pete. All right. At least we're getting a little smack, though, on this dang gum rivalry. Tomorrow, George Carter's going to be with us. He is a former Lobo linebacker who's played in this rivalry. I should almost call Danny Nee, my former partner, and see if he wants to come in as well. You want the Aggie perspective on that?
Why not?
Danny Nee does TV for Aggie Vision and the Aggie side of it. So maybe we'll do that as well. But get my partner at 8:30. And we're working on something from on the Colorado State Rocky Mountain Showdown, right?
Yes, indeed.
All right.
I will let you know tomorrow morning, but we're going to have something good for that.
I'm looking forward to that. It's a fun weekend. Look, this game, they're always competitive, right? Last year was 21-9. It was competitive, but not the greatest game ever.
It actually means something.
It means a lot.
This could mean more than just one of the 2 or 3 victories you get. And that's all this rivalry has been.
Which has been in the past, right? This is, we didn't win a lot, but we beat them.
Like, there's a legitimate path to bowl game for both these teams. And this is a kind of got to win game for both. It is. There's not one that means more than the other. Like, to get to 7, New Mexico State can't miss this opportunity.
Yeah, that's a big one for
to
them.
keep the fans around. The Lobos can't lose this game at home.
Look who just got in. Dr. Jim's in. Remember old Dr. Jim?
It's been a while.
Dr. Jim said this is a fun pillow fight, arguing who rides the longer short bus. We'll see. We'll see. I think both these teams are potentially on the cusp of turning the corner. Well, I mean, New Mexico State turned the corner last year. They turned it. You can say, well, they had to get a waiver, whatever. They got in their game and they won their bowl game, didn't they?
They did.
Okay. They had 7-6 record. They got a trophy they brought home. They won a bowl game. When you think the Lobos would have felt pretty good if they went 7-6 and won the Motor City Bowl? Or what is it, the Quick Lane Bowl? Sorry, Brad. Sorry to my good friends at the Quick Lane Bowl. Yeah. Sorry to my good friends at the Quick Lane Bowl. They're good people there, man. Good people. All right, here's what you got to know as you go through your day. You get football today, football tonight here on The Sports Animal, Eagles and Vikings. And it is a 7.5-point spread for the Eagles. I love the Vikings, but that's not one of our 3-for-all, right? I don't believe it is. I think this is going to Stetson Bennett, the Rams backup quarterback, is on the non-football illness list 4 weeks. And I don't know what's going on. I think there's going to be a lot of speculation, but that's an issue there. And then I think the story that's going to kind of catch a little bit today, Jay Norvell made a name for himself.
Oh, it's already catching.
He's going to make all the big shows. People are going to go, who the hell is Jay Norvell? Jay Norvell is now, look, this is how you get a name for yourself on the national stage.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well, I'm saying SportsCenter has already made the graphic. They on their X, it's already up to 2 million impressions.
You got it one more time? If you missed it, so Jay Norvell is the Colorado State coach. They're playing Colorado in prime time this weekend. Everybody's there. And Colorado State's been the Washington Generals. Who the hell are they? Who's Colorado? It doesn't matter who Colorado's playing. And Jay Norvell's tired of it, and he threw the shot at Coach Prime.
And I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. So,
and as Marty said, that's not disrespect to Coach Prime. That's disrespect to Primetime's mom. All right. If that was on the Jim Rome show, Pete would have been run after the first 3 words, "Ha ha, go Lobos," when he basically said he was an Aggie fan. So you're seeing the Norvell thing.
It's fun. Yeah, once that initial clip was out, because I saw the clip.
Yeah.
And then everyone has it. And It's with Deion Sanders. If you don't understand the hype, then you don't understand sports media world.
What do you think Deion does with it?
I think he just kind of files it there and says, all right, Jay.
I keep receipts, as Deion says.
I keep receipts. And they'll go handle their business, and he'll talk about it post-game.
All right. Does Deion flat out disrespect the man and not shake his hand after the game?
No.
I don't know, man. Would this be the right spot? To say, you know what, man, that guy didn't. Or does he look him in the eye? You think he keeps his shades on? I think he takes his shades off, takes his hat off, looks the man in the eye, and said, how'd that ass whooping taste?
If CU does indeed blow the Rams out the belt, Deion better go shake his hand. Because then he's just
stupid,
making himself look worse.
All right. Or does he look him in the eye, just get up right up his face with his glasses on and keep him there and ask him the same question?
Let's go shake the man's hand.
Right.
Move on.
And just walk away. And then tell whoever
and then you have your nice post-game press conference. Like, all right, I'm going over my receipt list now.
Yeah. All right. Thank you to Jerry Palm and Christian Ellis, Lobo Safety, for being with us today. Rivalry Friday tomorrow. Looking forward to that. George Carter's going to be with us. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is here at 4 o'clock. We get Monday or Thursday Night Football tonight. Ice Hope's over on KTBL this evening. So you get Thursday Night Football, you get the Vikings and the Eagles. Adrian, good work. Looks really good on the TV side. Great hustle today, man. Nice authoring of the Red Zone. Your fingers had to hurt after that.
We're starting to come around.
That was quite the composition.
Well, we have things to talk about, so we're making award-winning radio here.
Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. We're back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
Hi, I'm Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them.